Hello, it is December 18th, Monday, a week from Christmas. Cheers. A few things to share. First up, I want to say that folks, you're very, very kind. Very, very kind. You're very, very, very kind. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, this is my background. It's like, you grow up with, you make do, you know what I'm saying? You just keep going. But thank you, yeah. I could have kept wearing those glasses with the tape on them. Thank you, Michael, very much. Also, thank you to, I think your name is Jeffrey. I'd have to look at the email, but folks, I won't apologize. I know that people are enjoying my channel and people like my energy and people feel like they know me even though they don't. And so consequently, honestly, people, I get bombarded, and I'm not lying, regularly with people wanting to start conversations and be nice and stuff. And I keep it short because I get so many, okay? By that, I'm saying that the person that sent me this record, I think his name is Jeffrey. Jeff has sent me some things in the past, but he sends me, he'll write a letter and he'll tell me about what he's been doing, the music he saw, and he thanks me for turning him onto this stuff. I don't respond. Thank you, okay? Mainly because it happens so much. I would never get off of Messenger or email if I spoke to everyone that wants to talk to me. I'm touched, honestly, people. Thank you. But I'm gonna keep it the way I'm doing it. I'm not gonna get sucked into becoming a counselor all the time. And a lot of it is counseling. And people message me when they're drunk listening to music, and I can tell, Anyway, apparently this is one of 3 EPs that the Beta Band put out. This is the Patty Patty sound. I have one other record by the Beta Band, English band, kind of psychedelic. This one is weird. It sounds to me like in order to really get this, I would need to listen to it like on mushrooms or something. I like it, and yet I noticed on this one, when listening to it, it gets to a point where it's really repetitive, which tells me, okay, they're really in some sort of state or something's going on here that I'm not quite catching, but it intrigues me. So thank you for sending me the Beta Band. I want to speak, as I do, on the passing of some musicians. Can I show some records? A while back, a musician, Pat Denizio of the Smithereens, died. Thank you, John, for sending this to me, A Date with the Smithereens. This is their album on 45s. It's very nice. Now, was never a fan of the Smithereens. They remind me, they sound like a band that's listened to a lot of Beatles. That is nice vinyl. Can you see how you can see through it? That is nice vinyl. The Who and the Beatles. Pat Denizio is a good songwriter when it comes to that. I recognize his talent. Writing good pop songs is a talent. But whenever I heard the Smithereens, or whenever I hear them, they remind me of Catherine Wheel, which is the sound that I really like. But rest in peace, Pat Denizio of the Smithereens. He had a lot of fans. And I am happy to have a copy of this. 2 musicians a little closer to my heart, and also people that I knew and worked with. First off was Ralph Carney, a horn player who I probably have more records that he's on, but this one I just grabbed right quick. He was an original member of the band Tin Huey. Used to have this album, but I kept the single. But he's a player who he's all over the place. He plays everything from rockabilly to avant-garde. A real good musician. Turns out that several people that I know now were friends of his and were really surprised by his death. It sounds like he might have had a fall. Another conceptual artist, percussionist, someone who was definitely outside of the scope of the mainstream but deserved more attention because he was an innovator, is Stefan Weiser, better known as Zev, Z-E-V. I just have this one full-length album of his. I've got him on some comps and some tapes. But Zev played percussion, but what he would do is he would use almost anything. Einstürzende Neubauten are also known for this. Industrial music using parts of construction sites, hydraulic drills and things. And Zev was known for that too. I also found out yesterday on his passing that I missed out on him playing in Lincoln 10 years ago. I didn't hear a thing about it. You know, I try to know about stuff like this, but I can't know everything. I would have definitely have been there. Didn't know a thing about it. Rest in peace, Zev. This is something I highly recommend. This and the Ralph Carney. Smithereens, they're good. They're good. Of the three, these are the ones I would want you to investigate to find out about something different, something new, something stimulating. Rest in peace, those musicians. A member of a metal band that I don't know well, Sanctuary, passed away. Rest in peace to him. I don't have any Sanctuary. Like I said, metal is something that I'm rarely in the mood to listen to. When it comes to aggressive music, I like playing it. That's why I still play what people consider hardcore punk. We just consider ourselves good, RAF. Let's keep going. Okay, so yes, I'm getting all these messages. Yes, okay. CP, all right. So I've gotten back to the Coyote Man, and this is going to be a proper review. Coyote Man. Recorded in Chicago. I don't know if they're a Chicago-based band or not. But a friend of mine named Trevor is friends of these guys and informed me that they wanted to get my opinion about their record. So they sent me the CD. It has a download code. I love the graphics, okay? This is what I would call progressive metal. And it takes a while for... Okay, this is... Again, you know I got to be honest. So, keep that in mind if you're watching. You know, if you want to send me music, notice my response to know whether or not your music is something that you think I'd really like. This is all right. It takes a while to get going to me, okay? It's not until the third song, Rest in Power, that something finally starts to happen to me. It's got a metal progressive thing where it's like trying, and I gotta be honest, it sounds like it's trying to do something epic. To my ears, the band hasn't got there yet. They have a lot of the elements in place. I would like to say that I'm curious to hear what the next thing is by Coyote Man. This is pretty good. It's got a place that it's headed. It's not there yet. I bet if I saw them live, it would make a bigger impression. I bet you this whole record probably works really well live. It sounds to me like the compositions are still in development, okay? So that's my honest assessment of this. It's pretty good. I do think that there are listeners who will like this just the way it is, okay? That's my honest assessment, all right? Good on you, Coyote Man. Close to the name of a band that I played, that I have recorded with, Coyote Bones. Let's keep going here on stuff. So I told you about Sean Persinger. He was in the Bad Bood Dune. He's on Frets of Yore. He's a guitar instructor, and he sent me his book about his latest CD, which I've been listening to and like. He's on Frets of Yore. And this is cool. I'm about halfway through with this diary, and it's an interesting read, Sean. I'm enjoying this. I like how you talk about working on frets of yore in the book. It's kind of neat because I can kind of reflect back on what was happening with me also at the time when I was composing my piece for frets of yore, about the same time as you worked on yours. You turned me onto a band that I knew about in Mudvayne, but I did not know about what the bass player's doing afterwards. Scratch the. I looked them up. I like it, but I didn't know about them. This is a good read, and I can relate to. We're different people, but I can relate to you sharing your story and how you operate, and your honesty here, and reading about the way that you wrote these pieces, even though I don't understand music theory really well. I sort of get it. You're talking about intervals and math and stuff, and I kind of get it. And it does heighten my appreciation of the music. I'm looking for the disc because I have so many discs over here. Okay, but it's a good one. Yes, you sent me an extra, and a guitarist that I work with, who is a music student, I asked him if he knew about you. He said he didn't, but I'm going to give it to him as a Christmas present. He'll appreciate it. It's a good book. Thanks, Sean, for sharing this with me. Let's keep going. Okay, so to feel complete, John Dawson, who sent this to me a while back, is the leader of the band Third of Never, which I like. Also sent me another project of his, Claytor, which he was saying maybe I want to add some bass to. Well, I listened to this a few times, and it just doesn't strike me like it needs my bass. It's very electronic, kind of just bubbles along. I have a feeling that the next time I come back to this hill, it'll settle in more. But I wanted to share, since I'm talking about John and some things he's done, that Claytor, I don't know if this is available, John. Some might like this. It almost reminds me of 8-bit music a little bit. Okay, that's sitting out. Something else that I pulled. I love Japanese electronic music, not J-pop. Hiromi Hosono and Hideki Matsutake and Sakamoto and those guys. Here's a CD that I had forgotten I had. Jun Togawa. She's a singer, but in the 90s there was a series of CDs called In the 90s Mix. YMO members did them, and I followed and got all those. Then I saw that Jun Togawa had one. And this is really funky, really excellent. Was just playing this. Okay. So I always kind of forget things that I want to talk about. There's so much. Maxine, Hank Red. I told you that Hank Red lives in Omaha. He was in this band, Maxine. I listened to this all the way through last night. Really funky. This was somewhere between Sly and the Family Stone and Funkadelic. I can hear, on the one hand, why this wasn't bigger. There were some compositions that kind of, push, I don't know, I think kind of push it. And then there's other ones where it's right in the cut. Life is What You Make It, really could have been a major hit. Bunch of Omaha folks on this album, and really happy to become acquainted with Hank Red, who was a friend of and played with my dad. They gigged together when he was still in Omaha. But as a result of interviewing Hank Red, I'm going back and rediscovering what he's done. He's done a lot of work and really appreciating it. Mark Stanley, if you happen to see this, frankly, your music is still getting played over here a lot, and my appreciation of your artistry grows. What is that on the cover there? It looks like some kind of strange one-man Is that supposed to be a submarine pod? It's a very strange cover. But this Farquhar I've really gotten to like really well. It just really reminds me of the Cardiacs. And I've tried to listen to the words, but they're still not coming in. But musically, this is coming in real strong. Really like this. And I don't know, I think this is the sort of thing that if it could get some play, or if it had gotten play, it would have an audience. This is really good. Real good. Let me just, before I go, yeah, I was just getting into the Omaha crew, Buddy Miles, you know, real musicians, people who made history. That's what I want to say. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off here and just say that, again, sometimes I talk about politics. It's been a while. There's nothing to say. It's really, things are in a horrid state right now. If you're still supporting the president, I just really cannot understand that at all. You must be rich or think that you're going to get rich under what he's doing. But to get back to what's important, which is music and art, thank you very much. The response to my new project, The Door, with Arion is very, very positive. A lot of positive input. People are actually buying downloads of the song. That's really important, folks. Please buy the download. We're going to release it on CD, full length. I mean, we have a whole album's worth of material already recorded. I'm going to actually do some tweaking now, before the release. The response is really positive. And I'm happy, It is good. It's good. So please, I'll leave the link. Have a listen. Support us and buy a download. It's only $2. Actually, several people have paid $5 or more for the download. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Again, Michael, thank you for helping me get new glasses. So kind of you, folks. I'm almost out of these CDs. I'm doing the holiday special and people are picking up on it. Thank you, England. Thank you, Norway. And thank you, United States. If you buy a copy of Nice on vinyl, mostly I've been selling yellow vinyl. Until I run out of these, you get a free copy of the Flyover soundtrack, which I wrote, as well as other local bands on the soundtrack. Okay, folks? What am I forgetting? Well, there's always more to talk about.